What's up, everybody? Hello. Welcome back to the stream. Even my cat Keiko says hello. Hi, Keiko. So, we're gonna have some fun tonight, and I say it every single night, and usually it's not true, but today it might be. There was a Nintendo Direct about 2 days ago, 2 days ago. I don't know, my sense of time is pretty screwed up. But, yeah, so some new demos came out, and we're gonna be playing both of them. One of them is for Yoshi, and the other one is for Daemon X Machina, which is like a mech game I saw at E3 last year. It looked really cool. Demo for that finally dropped out. I have no idea how long these demos are, so we'll give it a shot. And then after that, probably be playing some retro games. Gym Time John, awesome streamer. He's a new father, hasn't been streaming a whole lot lately because of that, naturally. But he is, I believe he has the world record for Quackshot. And he's going to be starting up a tournament for people to race the game with $100, basically, like, you can win $100 if you're the top person. So, I was interested in it. I've never beaten the game. It's a game I love. I own the physical copy, complete in box, but I've never beaten the game. So I was asking him about it. I'm like, hey, who can enter? He's like, well, if you have a time on the leaderboard for speedrun.com, I can let you enter. So I'm like, cool. So my current objective is basically learn the game, get my name at least on the board there so I can participate in it. I don't expect to win, but, you know, it's been on my list of at least games to learn. So ever since I've started hanging out with Yellow Killer Bee when she streams, it's been a while since she streamed, unfortunately, but, you know, life and business gets in the way, and that's cool. It's always good to be busy with work, especially when it starts paying the bills, so. But when I found her originally, she was streaming Quackshot, so I think she had the world record for it too. But anyway, we're going to be starting up here. This is Yoshi's Crafted World. So let's give this a go. I have a ex-girlfriend who is really, really into Yoshi. Absolutely loved the character, so. She, unfortunately, at least to my knowledge, does not own a Nintendo Switch. I actually bought her a Wii for Christmas for her and her family. So just, and like with the last Yoshi game, like Yoshi's Woolly World, just so she could play it. Alright, so mellow mode or classic mode. We're going to do classic. One of my biggest complaints I've had about the Yoshi game, especially Yoshi's Woolly World, is that it was just far too easy. It's like the last time that a Yoshi game actually gave me any challenge was Yoshi's Island 2. And then there was like, was it Yoshi's World on Nintendo 64? That was literally just a kid's game. Okay, just me, or does this look really bright? I mean, my eyes are light sensitive, but this looks like way too bright. Let me check something real quick. System settings. Screen brightness cannot be set while connected to a TV. Okay, so that's just for the... That's just for like handheld mode, which I never use. Here we go. Stereo resolution. Maybe I can fix it here. Brightness, okay, cool. Okay, that looks a little bit better to my eyes. I've darkened it just a little bit. It just seemed way too bright. Pardon me, I don't know if it really is too bright, but my eyes are light sensitive, so it was like actually causing me pain. Alright, already we have weirdness. So, as soon as you can't hold anybody in your mouth, as soon as you hit the tongue, it sticks right out at them. Also, B is not jump, B is your tongue. X aims, and A jumps. This is a really weird control scheme. Can I change this? Controller settings. Buttons, yes. Let's change this, please. Yes, okay. So type B seems to be the way to go. Rumble, turn that off. Okay. Continue game. There we go. This makes more sense. Okay, so once you hit the egg button, you are locked in place. Which is something, I don't know, you could do back in the original, like, Yoshi's Island, which was back on the Super Nintendo. You could actually pick an option to move. Like, you could be in place. Like, you could hit the egg button, and then, like, you could still move if you wanted to. Alright, so it looks like, you know, so the last game was wool, this appears to be cardboard. So, traditionally you'd be able to hold 7 eggs, we'll see if that still holds true. This one should fly out. Yep. Actually looks like to be 6 eggs. And you can just walk right through bridges. Egg toss anywhere. So you can even toss in the distance. So I wonder if I can jump on top and do a ground pound to get more eggs out at the same time. Nope. Okay, that might not be a thing in this game. Could have sworn that was originally like that in the Yoshi's Island 2, which is what I compare everything to, because that's just what I have a memory of. Okay, so you're not gonna throw... Okay, so it'll highlight certain things you can't hit, so if you do it like this, where it can't hit anything, it's just gonna ignore it. Anything else? And that appears to be no. Okay. Murder everybody, all the Shy Guys. You know, I've heard like people say like Yoshi's, or not Yoshi's, but Mario Brothers 2 is not a Mario game because it's Doki Doki Panic, which was reskinned. And therefore it is not a Mario game, but then they ignore the fact that there's like a lot of Mario enemies like Shy Guys, Birdo, and everything else are now like kind of part of the Mario world came from that game. Okay, so that's not it. They just kind of overlook convenient facts when it doesn't fit their narrative. You'll find any gems again. In fact, you'll never even leave this place. Come on, Cat, be cool. Not working train, you're dead in your tracks. Good luck finding the missing parts. Maybe I'll just become a hobo and walk everywhere, then what? Your plan is screwed. For me. I hit the coins way off in the distance. I can! Yeah, so it looks like this is probably going to be very kid-friendly. It doesn't at least appear from the demo to be very challenging. Which is kind of a shame, because I mean, I really, ever since Mario Land 2, I've been wanting that challenge like it was in that first game. Because I mean, that game took a while to beat. I had 100%ed it back in the day, but I mean, we're talking, like, it took like 2 months to do. I'm sure speedrunners will put me to shame for that, but I mean, you know, it was a good, hefty challenge. Okay, I think that's all the parts now. And just like that, it magically works together. No glue, nothing needed. No mechanical know-how. Okay, so yeah, it's, I mean, I know it's like a demo, like first level, but I mean, this is super easy. I would hate to see what casual is like. Ooh, but yet I still missed coins. Oh good, there's even more of those annoying jerks. I think it was Poochie was the name? Yeah. Touch a Poochie and it'll follow you. Okay, I mean, also, like, the A button, like, throwing eggs is super sensitive. You can double shot an egg like I did there. Without, pretty much without trying, really. For me. So again, that was another double shot. Yeah, so you can actually rapid fire, it looks like, so no, don't want to throw him. Yeah, so you can actually rapid fire eggs. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, but if you like double tap it again, then like after you shoot one, it'll shoot another one rapid fire. Okay, so you can throw Poochie and they'll come back. Yeah. Abuse them with eggs to make them do your bidding. Come here, stupid. Okay, so you can do the infinite. Yeah, it's not too hard either. I mean, it was like, you had to be like 1/60th of a frame in Yoshi's Island 2 in order to land that. But not so much in this game. A little more leeway. Yoshi! Jack Sunshine Station. So much to see. Hoping for a local souvenir. Like some cows, please. 5 would do the trick. Who asked for 5 cows as a souvenir? If someone ever comes to me and says, hey, Wurzel, I want you to... I know you're going on vacation, but can you bring me back 5 cows? 5 should do the trick. I'm having you committed. Actually, T. Wallace, I can't find a way to kill the Yoshi yet. But I know, but knowing Yellow Killer Bee, she would have figured it out by now how to do it easily. Also, what's up? Good to see ya. Now, one time, you know, speaking of cows, there actually, girl I was friends with and kind of interested in, was like, hey, I'm going to New Hampshire for a week. It's like, do you want me to bring back anything? She's like, yeah, a pig and a diaper. I'm like, okay. So I actually found like a stuffed pig and bought some diapers and put it into her and gave it to her and wrapped it up as a gift. She laughed her ass off. She's like, I didn't think you could do it. I have 2 games, technically, for my Switch. Bayonetta 1 and Bayonetta 2. So, these are like the first games I've downloaded. You know, they're just demos, because they were shown off yesterday during the Nintendo Direct. So, collect 5 cows. Alright. Okay, so I thought that while standing on would take me to there, but it's all in the same station. Okay. Bayonetta 1, not so much on Switch, unfortunately. It's still plagued with the problems that it was on the Wii U with slowdown. Bayonetta 2 is really good. On Switch, it's almost locked 60 frames per second. It's a very, very close lock 60. And when you do get frame rate drops in that version, it's like down to maybe 50 frames, which is pretty good still. I mean, it's one we speedrun also because it's the fastest version of loading overall. So, I mean, it's like for Bayonetta 1, the best version to play, hands down, is on PC, which usually you can pick up on sale for Steam, like around $6. Pardon me. Yeah, usually it goes on sale like for around $6-7 total. So I'd pick it up then, and it's optimized so well that you can pretty much run Bayonetta 1 on a toaster at this point. Yeah, it's like a lot of people I know who own a Switch, like the only reason I own a Switch is just for Bayonetta 2 to speedrun it. But a lot of people I talk to who have a Switch love it. They think it's a great system, they have lots of games for it, and for me, I have like nothing. So I'm just like, the system doesn't really interest me at all. The only thing that's really kind of interested me is I know that Bayonetta 3 is coming out eventually, someday. And they also have the new Platinum game that they announced last night. Can't remember exactly what it's called. So I'll probably be checking that out too. But yeah, Skyrim's another one of those games that's just been ported to everything and back, just non-stop porting. So make sure I didn't miss a cow back here when I wasn't paying attention. So one thing I noticed on this game is that, like Yoshi's Island 2, or Yoshi's Island for Super Nintendo, you could do an infinite flutter. It was a frame-perfect trick, so 1 out of 6, basically 1/60th of a second, when you're doing your flutter like this, you had to press it again, and you could continue your flutter. You can do it in this version pretty much without trying. I mean, I'm doing it right now and holding a conversation, and it's like, I normally don't have the ability to do that mentally. So it's like, you can do the infinite flutter without much of a problem in this game. Exactly. I mean, in Skyrim, like I said, it's like a 7-8-year-old game at this point in time, so it's been ported to everything and back. And it works well, I mean, definitely, and having it on the go is pretty neat. But Skyrim is a game that I have to, like, be really careful around, because, like, with Fallout 3, I sunk at least total 500 hours into it, like, across the 360 and PC versions. So it's like, ooh! And then, like, while I was playing Skyrim, I sunk, like, 80 hours into it easily, like, within a week and a half or so. I'm like, okay, I need to not play this game anymore. It's fun, though. I mean, definitely. Yeah. Like I said, this is, like, something, though, it's been known about since, like, Yoshi's Island 2 back on Super Nintendo, but it was just super complex to pull off. I mean, like I said, it's literally a 1/60th trick. 1/60th of a second you have to pull it off. But this appears to be mostly a kid's game. I mean, I was hoping for, like, a bigger challenge, and it's a kid's game. It's not as easy as, like, what was it, Yoshi's World, I think it was, for Yoshi, like, for Nintendo 64. That was just, like, that was straight off kids' game. But, it's along those lines, pretty much. I'm now being hosted by Meta Van AJ, who was playing Nier Automata earlier. And I was backseat gaming him. I'm like, dude, do these things! Do the things to make your life easier! You will thank me later. Nier Automata, by the way, as I have ranted and raved about before, is my game of the year for 2017. I have bought it 4 times total, 2 of them just for myself, 2 for friends. It's a great game. Yeah, actually I bought my ex-girlfriend a Wii U just so she could play Yoshi's Woolly World. She was, like, so excited for that game, but she didn't own a Wii U. So I was like, and I had a lot of money, and I don't really celebrate Christmas myself. I know that her and her family and her kids were really wanting one, so I bought them a Wii U, and I bought them the game. And from what I heard, they really liked it, so I was like, okay, that's good. I tried it out on emulation, and it was alright, but, I mean, I've just been looking for, like, that really big challenge ever since... what was it? Yoshi's Island 2 for Super Nintendo. I mean, that game was hard. It was fun, but it was challenging. And I've been looking for a challenge like that ever since, and I just haven't found it with Yoshi games, unfortunately. They just seem to be really easy. It's a shame, because I mean, back in the day, I 100%ed Yoshi's Island on Super Nintendo. And it took like 2 months. But I mean, I did it. It's something that's easily doable. If you just want to invest the time and go crazy trying to find all the red coins and not get hit and all that other fun jazz. Infinite jumping! Yes, always Yoshi's. Yoshi's and their Yoshing. Speaking of which, if you download and play this game, it's got a really bizarre control scheme. When you first start off, B is not jump. B is your tongue, A is jump, and then Y throws eggs. So I switched it so B is jump, Y spits your tongue, and A throws eggs. Something a little more understandable. Yeah, B-type is like the only way, really, to do it. I was like, oh, please let me be able to change this. I was hoping that it wasn't going to be like another, like Zelda Breath of the Wild, where they start off with X as the jump. I'm like, what the hell is this? Because I never bought, you know, because I will full-on pirate, I will full-on admit this. I do not own a copy of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but I've beaten the game because I played it on emulator. Like, it's 100% playable on Simu, which is the Wii U emulator. And, I mean, I was running it around 50 frames a second on the outside world and 60 inside dungeons. And I was playing it before a lot of the patches came out. So thankfully I was on emulator on PC. I was able to just switch around the buttons however I wanted it. So the X being jumped didn't bother me anymore. I just switched that out to B and vice versa and continued to play the game without problems. So, yeah, it's just, oof. Nintendo comes up with some really bizarre control schemes. So, I've been playing classic mode, but I am, like, really curious to see what Mellow is like. Because, I mean, this game's already easy to begin with. Pardon me. I mean, Breath of the Wild, AJ and I were kind of talking about this a little earlier. Met Evan AJ, and for me, it's a 7 out of 10 game. It's like, it won a lot of like the best of the game of the year awards in 2017. For me, I'm just like, it's, pardon me, it's all right, but it's not a 7. It's not a 10 out of 10. Not even on the closest for me. I mean, it's a good 7 out of 10. It's got problems, but if you play it on PC, if you emulate it, you can fix a lot of the problems. Like, the biggest thing for me in that game was your weapons constantly breaking. It's like they were made of paper mache. Because you literally take like 2 or 3 shots, like 2 or 3 swings at somebody, it seems like, and then all of a sudden your weapon is broken. And you have to run and try to find another weapon. It's like, so you get these big powerful weapons, and you're afraid to use them. You're just like, you're terrified of it, like, oh my god, like, should I use this? Because it's only gonna last for like 5 or 6 swings. So on PC, you can actually set it so your weapons don't break. So that's exactly what I did, and I enjoyed the hell out of the game. I had so much fun then with the game. I wasn't like, oh my, yay, I'm having a lot of fun, but it's like, okay, the game is now playable. I can pick up weapons and use them. I don't have to worry about everything breaking after 5 or 6 hits. And that was nice, especially because like you get like a lot of Guardian weapons and higher end stuff you have to pay a lot of money for. And if you're paying a lot of stuff that's going to break, same thing for shields, and you're getting cornered by a lot of enemies and you need those shields to reflect shots that can murder you in like 1 shot, it's like you want to make sure that that shield's going to work. Yeah, Nier Automata for me is probably a 9 out of 10, and I base that score on completing the game, getting through through endings A through E, doing the full complete story. And that's why I give it like a 9 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10, it's not a perfect game by any means. But the story is just, it opens up. A is kind of like, okay, you're getting used to the game. B route is just a slog. I mean, because you're doing the same stuff again as you did in A, but just now with like with 9S. But then it's giving you like little things throughout the way that you didn't have before. So it's not a complete and total retread. Like you're not doing the exact things over and over again. Then after that, it just becomes a completely wild game. It's completely different. Because that's the biggest thing I've heard, like, talking about Nier Automata. People are like, I want to play the same game 5 times. It's like, you don't. You have to play 2 sections twice, and then after that, it's completely new. Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles X I tried on PC. Like I said, anything that was on Wii U, I pretty much emulated. I own a Wii U, but once again, the only thing I pretty much played on it was Bayonetta 2. So I have emulated a couple different things just to try out certain games. So I tried Xenoblade Chronicles X, and it's alright. They came out with Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and that threw me off because I didn't realize it was a separate series, because you go from like mechs and futuristic weapons to like medieval fantasy times. I was like, huh? It threw me off for a moment. I'm like, oh, these are different series. Got it. Yeah, I tried Tales of Vesperia on PC, because I know it's a port of the 360 version. It came out like 2008? Well, this is a demo, so it's kind of hard to get a judge on it, but it seems like it's too easy. It's like too much for kids, pretty much. So, what I'm looking for in a Yoshi game is literally Yoshi's Island 2 for Super Nintendo. That game starts off pretty easy, but it gets harder and harder and harder. It gets a pretty challenging game. Pardon me. And that was like 25 years ago almost. And they still haven't made a game close to that level, in my opinion. Something like that I'd really like. Monster Hunter, I've not really played. I've played a little bit of the new one on PC. And I think it was just the demo I originally tried. Maybe it was on... Yeah, I tried the demo for it. I haven't played it on PC yet. Yeah, but isn't like Yoshi's Island DS, isn't that just the Super Nintendo port? Let me Google this. Yoshi's Island DS. Yeah, this is just basically, it's the port of the Super Nintendo game. Ugh. New babies. It's like, there's just supposed to be Mario. I'm not sure where anybody else is coming in at it. Who else is losing children by storks? Close software. Alright. There's a comic called Dr. McNinja. And it's done now, but it's hilarious. It's a Irish doctor who's a ninja. Yes, and he has a sidekick named Gordo, who is a 12-year-old kid who grew a full mustache through sheer willpower. And he rides a dinosaur he's nicknamed Yoshi. And Dr. McNinja's receptionist is a gorilla. You can't make any of that up. It's a great comic, though. Dr. McNinja. It's pretty funny. Let's see. Time to change the title of the stream. It's all for you, Daemon. Hey, this one actually has a Twitch tag for it. Cool. Yeah, Dr. McNinja is a lot of fun. It's a crazy comic. It's been Gosh, I'm trying to think when it first started. I think it was like around 2005 or so, and they finished it up about 2 or 3 years ago. All online, all for free to read. Oh, goody. I can just tell by then it's going to be sub 30 at least, easily. Alright, sound settings, we'll do English. And then to throw everybody off, we'll put the text in Italian. Oh, it didn't even let me change it. You suck. This game has autosave. Okay. Wow, this is like really quiet. Let me turn up the volume. I have a feeling it's gonna get really loud, maybe? There we go, now it kicked in. Language! Yeah, so I can put in Japanese and then German. You guys are both screwed unless you know Japanese or German. I'll be nice, I'll put it both in English. Alright, new game. Can you get Final Fantasy IX on the Switch? You can now. But not 8. I've heard rumors to the effect that basically Square lost like most of the source code for 8. Which is weird because they ported it to PC, so I think it's a total lie. But 8 doesn't seem to get any love, and I really do like 8. I think it was a fun game. It was broken. I mean, if you know how to like level up in that game, you can just break it wide open. But 9's on the Switch now. Came out yesterday. Alright, I gotta rock the ponytail. Skin color. Let's go with like she's asphyxiating like baby blue. I don't know, I'm colorblind anyway, so it doesn't really matter. What's your hair? Pigtails, really? You can invert? Okay, that's bizarre. But you can see this is like lovely. This is like not even like Xbox 360 hair, really. This is just like, okay, this is like PlayStation 2 hair. We're gonna have hair that can move, or we're gonna have it just be one giant clump. Bright red. I think that's red. I'm not sure. I give the wicked eye scar. Give the evil eye. Rookie. Rookie is good enough. I played 9 back in the day, and I literally remember like nothing about it. I just remember like you're a thief or something, and you're sent to kidnap some girl, and she's like, "Hey, take me with you," and you're like, "Well, this is easy." And like some play is going on, and that's all I remember of the game. I'm like, other than that, I remember nothing about it at all. I just remember a lot of people not liking Final Fantasy VIII because they had played 7 for the first time. It was their first Final Fantasy or RPG period. And they're like, this game isn't a sequel to 7, this sucks. I'm like, okay, but did you play it? No. Okay, well you can't say it sucks if you didn't play it. Or if you did play it, you have to realize it's not a sequel. At that time in Final Fantasy games, there were no sequels at all. None of the games tied into each other. It wasn't until 13 when they started doing that nonsense. Actually, no, it was 10, because they had 10-2. I hear you, Keiko.
Link accepted. Greetings. My name is 4. I am the operator who serves as the liaison between orbital and outers like yourself.
The red zone is for loading and unloading only.
From transplant surgery to install your Neuralink terminal. At this time, Your biometric data in the Oval link will be updated and registered with Orbital. This is your arsenal, on loan from Orbital.
Oh good, so I get a loaner unit.
Before we register
Nothing
you
new.
as a mercenary, you must complete an aptitude test. Accept the order from this terminal and await dispatch.
Yeah, the graphics were kind of weird for 7, but on PC, if you have the Steam version, or if you're like me and actually own the old like 1998 PC release, which still works on computers by the way, which is amazing, you can actually mod it so they have proper proportions, so they don't have those weird bowling pin arms. You can actually give them normal bodies like my character has now. It's pretty crazy. All right, so you can run around. Can I punch anybody? No? Can I jump off this to my death? Goodbye, cruel world! Oh, I just twisted my ankle. I gotta go back to work. Okay. Wait, system options. I changed the brightness earlier. Let me put that back up to where it should be. So configure video, video decoder, process 128. It's like Yoshi's is like, Yoshi was ridiculously bright. So let's put that to here. This should make it a little bit better. Okay. I'm just going to see if there's... Okay, here we go. HD Rumble. Turn that off. Hate Rumble. I'm an old man. I hate Rumble. Accepting an offer. Order will advance the main story. Select an order and dispatch. Pardon me. Mercenary aptitude test. Can you read? Can you kill people for money? Yes? Well, good. We got a job for you. Destroy the enemy AIs in area.
Initiating Arsenal boot sequence. Data link, normal. Generator pool, normal. Energy limiter released. Electromagnetic armor operating at normal levels. Weapon safety mechanism released. All systems normal. Commencing launch.
I have to say right now, that is like giving me serious Gundam flashbacks. Like the Gundam Wing with the tall geese. By the way, Gundam Wing is another crazy anime. If you haven't seen, you should totally do that. Just because it just goes completely off the rails with its story.
This is a live fire exercise, but you have nothing to worry about.
We will probably be able to put most of you back together. Probably.
Hardly anyone fails this test. 2 veteran mercenaries.
Only morons. You're not a moron, are you?
This is Reaper of the Western 7. I'll be joining you as an observer.
And I'm Queen of Panzercrown. Charmed, I'm sure.
Observers for the aptitude test are selected at random from a pool of qualified mercenaries. They're here to make sure the test is conducted fairly, and to intervene if your life is threatened.
What Four said, if things get dicey, just ask us for help. That said, don't expect to pass if you need to die out here.
For Oval, and the world as a whole, outers like yourself are among our most valuable resources. However, if the cost of your arsenal repairs consistently exceeds the profit you generate, your value may be reassessed.
That's great. You can be fired for causing too much damage. I think that's great.
We get it. Let's get this over with already. Like Four said, hardly anyone fails this
We'll
test.
literally take it out of your paycheck, and if you're too much of a liability, you're gone.
If you're not sure what to do,
Just
prioritize
like the
your
real
survival.
world.
Just trust your instincts and you'll pass with flying colors.
We will now begin the aptitude test. Please direct your attention to your radar. The aptitude test will begin once you cross the blue boundary. Move out and proceed to the designated coordinates as instructed.
Yeah, by the way, I'm colorblind, so I only see 2 different colors on the screen right now. This could be a problem. Is there a colorblind option? Oops, wrong button. Japanese. Let's see, HUD settings. And looks like a no. Yeah, pretty much is like, I'm just gonna have to wing it. So you can fly forever, I guess?
Consult your radar and proceed to the designated coordinates as instructed.
You may attack with the right thumbstick. ZR, which I guess is the trigger. Never really understood that. Left and right. Okay.
You have arrived at the designated coordinates. The aptitude test will now begin. The next phase will begin shortly. Initiating lock battle sequence. Destroy all enemy AIs. The vital points gauge will deplete as you receive damage from enemies. This gauge represents your arsenal's durability. Should it fall to 0, the test will end. To lock onto an enemy, align
Okay,
the sights in the
so
center of your monitor over the
shield,
target.
okay.
Once locked on, you may fire. Your arsenal's OS will correct for any minor lapses in firearm accuracy. Use your boost ability to avoid enemy fire, and to get within range to return fire. Complete the order within the time.
This is really twitchy. Let's see. Controller settings. Great. Okay, so no way to change that. Outstanding. Yeah, so right now, this game is not going to work out for me because I cannot visually distinguish anything. I can't even see where the bad guys are. It is just a sea of colors right now. Unless they start firing at me and give me like a hint where they are, I don't know where anyone is. Yeah. I see something. Okay, so what happened? Covering VP recovery tanks. Regenerate a recovery area. Destroying the area to recover VP. Recovery areas dissipate after a while.
Processing. Designated enemy AIs have been detected by your radar. Destroy them at once. Minutes remaining.
I've never really gotten into Civilization games, because usually, like, my experience with those type of games go like, hey, cool, my people have discovered fire, and they're now living in huts, and next thing I know, I'm getting orbital nuclear striked and wiped out by somebody else. I'm like, wow, okay. That was like my experience, that was like Age of Empires 2 for me, pretty much. And Civilization and Purge is kind of almost like the same thing.
Aptitude test complete. You have passed. Congratulations. Your Arsenal link key has been received.
Yeah, unless they make like a colorblind mode for this game, I probably won't pick it up.
You will complete assigned orders.
Usually colorblindness doesn't affect me too much in video games, but this one is pretty bad. Yeah, should I wait around for 56 seconds or just hold the skip? The lab is now available. Enhance your character and change their appearance. Approach the garage, open the shutter, and enter the lab. Is it over here? Next to the ice cream shop that's closed? Boo. I want ice cream. Ooh, body mod. Can I get a tongue piercing? Okay, so it's just body mods, okay. For me. Cool, so I can tell I have different eyes. That's neat, so you can actually... These will actually change your appearance, which is pretty cool. So can I go into debt? Nope. Okay. Install equipment, armor, change armor weapons, prepare your arsenal. Okay, so basically the only thing I can tell is that this is automatic fire versus the other one's not. Okay. Shoulder weapon, missiles, No. They're just throwing a lot of stuff at you in this little demo. Alright, so let's see what the next mission is. Eliminate all immortals in the area. Have invaded Sky Union's territory. Gray City. Work with the Reclaimer squads to eliminate them.
Order briefing. This order is a request from Sky Union. The details are as follows. Hostile AI forces have invaded Sky Union's territory within the Overlink. Each mercenary must swiftly dispose of all enemies in the designated area. We have also confirmed that the invading enemy force consists of these seized AI. For this order, each Reclaimer squad will be in charge of a specific area. You will be working with Bulletworks. Briefing over.
Alright, we'll see how this goes. See if this is any better. No guarantees, really, but...
Hey, rookie. If you got any questions, hit me up.
All
Maybe I can show
right.
you the ropes.
So you're a vet now, Johnny.
See what I gotta put up with? Come on, Corporal. When are you gonna stop treating me like a newbie?
4. Send
I've
us
been
the
on the job for 3 days now. I'm like practically old G
That
here.
should be everything. Consult this data for detailed information about the area of operations. Continue your approach. The order will begin soon.
Catch you later, rookie.
Approach a wrecked arsenal and press A to salvage armor or equipment you're choosing.
Scanning battlefield. Minor concentrations of femto detected. Electronics will not be affected. Initiating each arsenal state.
That's great.
Opening squad communications channel. Begin the order.
Hey, rookie. Looks like you made it to the battlefield in one piece. Welcome to the Oval Link. Exciting, isn't it?
focus. This hell is surrounded by 2,000-kilometer-high walls.
Come on, man. What do you keep busting my chops for? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Johnny G. I'm with Bulletworks. And that lovely ray of sunshine is the Corporal. He's with Bulletworks, too.
Please remember to use my call. Oh,
My call sign is my real name. Man, I wish I had a cool sounding call sign like a Falcon.
a call sign is just a word to help us ID each other.
If you say so, Corporal. Anyway, Bulletworks has been placed in charge of this area. Sky Union managed to hold this area for a long time. But every now and then, AI invaders will show up knocking at the door, trying to get in. And when that happens, we get called in to clean house.
That's control, more or less.
Pretty much. You probably already know about the Immortals, but just in case. They're responsible for corrupting all these AI that we've been sent to destroy. But our arsenals are more than a match for them. These AI might as well be fish in a barrel.
The Immortals must be destroyed on sight. We'll get a bonus for each one you take out. Stay within the area of operations. 4 will alert you if you're about to stray.
Just leave it to me.
Also, sometimes on the battlefield, you can salvage equipment for your arsenal. Whatever you find, you keep. Try to recover any equipment you come across. If you're lucky, it'll be high-quality stuff. But most of the time, it's junk. I think that about covers everything.
Clustering is a bad tactic. so spread out. You need help.
Oh great, all these missiles just hit the building.
Time to get this party started.
Okay, so this level's like a little bit better, like visually. But it still just seems to be like, mostly like, okay, lock onto some enemies and just fire your missiles to hit them all. Yeah, so like, so far, I gotta say I'm not really impressed with this game. Which is kind of a bummer. Okay, where's the rest of the bad guys? There it is.
Order complete. Initiating return sequence. Follow instructions to return to base.
Over already, huh? Looks like the rookie still.
So it threw me out for a second. I was like, where's the last one?
Wait, Donnie. I don't like how this smells. Something's coming.
You and your nose.
Access granted. Sky Union's radar station has confirmed the appearance of immortals in your vicinity. Transmitting target data.
What am I even looking at? Sizes. In class? Oh man. You sure we're not in over our heads here?
Order update. Sky Union has modified the request as follows. Stop the immortals from advancing further into Sky Union's territory. That is all.
What? You've got to be kidding me! What's the call, Corporal?
We're right where we need to be.
Should have known you'd say something like that. Ah, fine. I guess we're doing this.
There are no whiners in one of these. Besides, it's your AD practice.
I really hope you're right about that.
Okay, so like, am I doing anything to this thing, or just like sitting here just wasting all the ammo I got?
Fierce Gale is approaching.
Fierce Gale? What are you talking about? Still alive, huh? You've gotten stronger, it seems. Corporal! Johnny G! Get out of the way! Major! Lieutenant! Falcon, Johnny G. We'll take it from here.
Hey, Fico. I am playing a very boring demo, which is unfortunate, because this game looked really good during E3.
Follow my lead.
And, yeah, it's not a lot of fun to me. It reminds me a lot of, like PlayStation 2 games, like the Macross games that didn't really leave Japan. Where basically you just kind of fly around in space and have multiple targets and attack them over and over. It's very Japanese.
But you need to remember. Besides, both know I'm the superior pilot. Just focus on defeating these for now.
Also, this game is a nightmare for me being colorblind, because a lot of stuff just blends together. I have problems like telling enemies apart, pretty much. Yeah, Zone of Enders. That's what I'm trying to think of, something more recent. It's like a really mediocre Zone of Enders, which was a mediocre game to begin with, really, in my opinion.
Order complete. The Order's objectives have been achieved. Initiating return sequence.
Which is unfortunate, because I mean, like I said, the E3 demo for it looked really cool. I mean, the video they showed off, but this game is just really kind of just a slog.
I would be happy to provide any information you need for future orders. Do you have any questions?
Can I order pizza? Do fun stuff like that, just slide all over the place. So I have no idea how long this demo is, because the way that they had it kind of worded about the other day, it's like, hey, you can play it for a while, and then we're going to send out to a couple people, you know, like what they thought of the demo, how to improve it, which they should send out to everybody, in my opinion. But it's just like, I really don't know how long, like how many missions this demo has you doing.
Will now commence. This order comes as a direct request from Sky Union. Corrupted AI units are confirmed to be gathering near a data center located in Orbital's territory. Your objective is to eliminate the enemy AIs and protect the data center. Complete any necessary preparations, then stand by.
Protect Skynet.
Briefing over.
The order seems simple enough. But why is Sky Union footing the bill to defend a facility within Orbital's territory?
Yeah. I was wondering the exact same thing.
The historical records contained in this data center predate the Moonfall. Sky Union does not want to lose them.
Predate the Moonfall? Wait, do you mean...
Yes, they come from the far-off land of 2021.
So, it's a library.
Yes, my lord. That is correct.
The guy doesn't have an ego trip whatsoever. His name's Savior.
Huh? Library. What's that?
Well, yeah, it's pretty bland text, pretty bland voice acting. It just screams of mediocrity, unfortunately.
These books could also be loaned to the general public.
4. That's a literal library.
I mean, it's like when you watch the original demo, at least from a member from E3, like the video they showed, it looked like more of a straight-up action game versus basically just fly around, lock on your lasers, and shoot your guns. You know, it looked like it was more up close and personal.
He just means library in the sense that it's an archive of old...
Kind of like an action game, kind of like a Bayonetta action game, Devil May Cry, along those lines. And it turns out to be exact opposite. It's like, as you mentioned, Fico, it's like the best comparison is like bad Zone of the Enders.
Either way, it's not like people still read.
Like I said, I compare it to PlayStation 2 Macross games, or Robotech, depending on where you are in the world. But like, basically on those lines, just like fly around in a 3D space. You can change into a mech to shoot things, and they just basically lock on and shoot missiles at things you can barely see across the screen. And that's pretty much what this game is. It's like, it's been
Just so
done.
you know, rookie, you can hit a 4.
Alright, don't care. Enough. Move forward. Yeah, so this is definitely, this went from like high excitement, like, alright, cool, I can't wait to get this game, to, it's a pass. It will be another game that I will not be buying for my Switch, since I only own technically 2 games for it, which are Bayonetta 2 and 1 because it came with number 2 when I bought the physical copy.
Sky Union has applied landmines to defend the facility. There is no time to waste. Place the mines before the enemy AI forces arrive. Enemy AI forces detected. Destroy them at once.
There's no time! Place them here before they get here. Oh, which is it? Oh, and it just destroys. Okay, even better.
Nearly zero. Short-range radar will not be affected. Initiating each arsenal's data link. Opening squad communications channel.
Might check 1, 2. That's a library, huh? Oh! That big wall is just begging for a wild-style masterpiece from yours truly.
Don't get cocky around cannon fodder. If they shoot you down, you're on your own.
Wow. You got no chance. Say, where's that other guy?
I'm right here. If you fail, I'll finish this myself. You can take solace.
Yeah. The whole thing of, yes, we know you want to see it. No, we don't have anything to show you. Still, after 14 months, we have nothing to show you.
Oh, come on! Really, dude? Don't accept an order if you're not gonna fight?
Ignore him. That kid holds you sort of stuck all the time. Just do your job. Keep your mouth shut.
Fine. I got my body smashed. Time to bring the noise. Don't fall behind, rookie. Let's jam.
Detecting AI reinforcements invading from the north and south. Detecting additional AI reinforcements invading from the north and south.
Yeah, so right now I'm taking fire and I don't know where from.
The defense target's response is weakening. 80% remaining.
Yay, I'm dead. You can eject out of your unit. That's interesting.
The defense target's response is weakening. 60% remaining.
So I don't know what they expect you to do without a mech, really. Or why even really give you the ability to get out of your ship?
Detecting additional AI reinforcements invading from the north and south.
Yeah, so my opinion of this game, like Fico said, totally agree with him. It's a bad Zone of the Enders. It's disappointing, really. I mean, it's more than anything else. It is just beyond disappointing what this game turned out to be versus originally what it was kind of shown off as. Is like, it just seemed like more of a direct action game, which looked really kind of cool. Try to see if I can pull up the E3 demo real quick. Mute it on my side real fast. Yeah, it looks like really cool, high pace, and instead it's just like fly around, stay out, shoot people you can't see. If you get hit, I mean, like at the end part there, I was just getting ping-ponged around. If you get hit, there's no recovery frames at all. It's just like pinging you right into the ground. Yep, so that's disappointing. We're going to switch it up here for a little bit. And I'm actually going to switch it over to a retro game. As I mentioned earlier, Gym Time John is putting up, he's going to be doing a race for, like, basically, kind of like a speedrun race for Quackshot. And that's a game, like, I still have yet to beat after all this years. I love playing the game, but I've never beaten it, so the only people he's allowing in for it's like $100 prize if you win. By the way, he's the world record holder, I think, for it. But yeah, it's gonna be off in May. So the only people who's letting do the competition are people who have times on a leaderboard for the speed run. So I'm going to fire up Retro Arch. We're going to play some Quackshot. However, I am going to take a quick break because I need to run to the restroom real fast. So let me go through and put on my BRB stuff, and I'll even let the music play. This is a group called Geeks. It's a Japanese group. I like their music quite a lot, and yeah, so it's fun rock music. So hang tight, and I'll be back in about a minute or two. Alright, I am back. Thank you for waiting so patiently. Let's turn off, or put into sleep mode, I guess, the Nintendo Switch. And we're going to flip it over to RetroArch. Good old RetroArch. And this is a clip to the, basically, it's a link to the YouTube for the video you just saw. If you want to check out the rest of the music, you can click on them there. Like I said, it's my favorite Japanese band, Geeks. Very little known, but they got a lot of great music out. If you want to check out their other stuff, you're more than welcome to do that. But for right now, we're going to switch over to the Sega Genesis, or the Mega Drive, if you're anywhere else in the world except for the United States. And we're going to go down to Quackshot. Here we go. I only have the Japanese version? Really? And let's see. Wrong core. Close content. Reset core. Pico drive. There we go. Now it's going to be the correct aspect ratio. Okay, it's the American version. Good. Alright, let's see. And stream title updated. So I was describing this game to Metavan AJ on his stream earlier because he was playing Nier Automata. I was like, it's a game where you play as Donald Duck, who's pretty much like Indiana Jones, and he fires toilet plungers as a weapon. He's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm not messing with you. That's literally what the game is. Alright, so I think A is... I'm trying to remember how this is here. Shoot. This might be the right setup. RetroArch does things a little bit differently for controls. So let me just make sure this is right. Jump, shoot, dash. Okay, good. So I'll give you guys the full story treatment. I love this game. This is one of the first Sega Genesis games I ever played. I did not own a Genesis for a long time. And it wasn't like, and when we got to play it there, we actually rented it from a local store. So we'd have it 3 days at a time. And you could rent 2 games for the system. And they didn't have a lot of choices, so Quackshot and I think Chuck Rock were like the first games we rented for the system. And I had a blast with this game. I mean, it was quite fun. So I have a lot of fond memories of this game. I really do enjoy it. I actually owned the rare Sega CD version, not Sega CD, but Sega Saturn version of this game, which turns out is like, it's just the Sega Genesis ROM on a CD. There's like no difference as far as I can tell. No improvement on quality or anything. It's exactly the same game. One day, Donald comes across an old storybook in Uncle Scrooge's study. And let me know if I need to readjust the audio or anything too. The title of the book was King Garuzia's Great Duck Treasure. According to the book, Garuzia, I think that's right, was once the leader of a great duck kingdom. Just before he died, King Garuzia hid his most prized possession in a secret location. Tucked inside the book, Donald found a map showing clues to where the treasure could be found. Okay, good to know. Wow, Donald exclaimed. If I could find a treasure like this, I'd be richer than Uncle Scrooge. For me. When Pete's gang had been spying through the window and saw everything, Donald took the map with him as he started to head home. So why is Pete's gang just spying on him? I mean, that's kind of... Are they like a weird voyeur gang? We didn't find him, but we found his DNA outside. Pete's gang chased after Donald and the treasure map. Donald could see an open manhole ahead and jumped over it, but Pete's gang all fell in. So an entire gang fell into one manhole? I mean, they're dumb, sure, but it's like... Well, I saw 20 other people fall into it. I think I might... Oh, crap, I fell into it. It's like, how does an entire gang fall into one manhole? Donald took Huey, Dewey, and Louie to the plane to take off on the great treasure hunt. But just then, Daisy the gold digger appeared. Donald, where are you going? You were supposed to be at my house for dinner an hour ago. Daisy, something very important has come up. I'm going to find something special for you, and I want it to be a surprise. I'll see you in 6 months. Oh wait, come back. Donaldo! Donald and his nephews took off in their plane, leaving a furious Daisy behind. Moments later, Pete's gang flew after them in a plane of their own. So you get to pick where you want to go in this game. It doesn't really matter a whole lot. I usually just go to Deckburg first. Let's see if there's anything else I can do. Overclock. Nothing. Alright, cool. No real improvements for this, but this is like pretty accurate for Genesis. Sounds slightly off, but I've heard a lot worse. K-Gen's pretty good. I should probably set that up sometime. And I freaking love the music for this game. So you shoot toilet plungers, for those who are uninitiated. And they don't kill anybody, they just stun them. You actually can get weapons that can technically kill the bad guys, but you have ammo counts for it. If you collect enough of these chili peppers, then you're going to go into the rage mode, as I call it. You just go flying across the screen full speed, as such. You kill everything you touch, cover a lot of ground real quick. You won't be able to continue much further without the right tools to climb high walls. Why are there high walls I need to climb in a city? I have many questions. The airplane. Alright, so then you need to go to Mexico. Which is not a phrase many people say. Although when I went to Mexico it was to get booze. Because I lived right on the border, and it was cheap. One second, I'm working on something real fast. Yeah, I'm gonna switch over to K-Gen real fast because the music on RetroArch is just driving me crazy. It is not good to listen to. Let's see, let's do a quick search. Quackshot. That's right, I have my things all set up, different folders. Let's do search. Actually, let's just get this going here first. So let's do a quick search for K-Gen. Window capture. Really? I already have it in here. I just didn't see it somehow. There it is. Hey. Haha! Alright. Cool. I had K-Gen set up. K-Gen is like one of the best emulators I've found for the Sega Genesis. Also does Sega CD, 32X, does a lot of things. RetroArch does a lot of things as well, but some of their cores are just not really that good. Let's see, Quackshot. And some of the things like sound are just completely off for it, so K-Gen is, for me, is the way to definitely play this game. Let's see. And already I can hear like deeper bass, which is supposed to be... Alright, so unfortunately I have to do Duckburg again, but we didn't really lose a lot of time anyway. This is what it's supposed to sound like. Okay, thank goodness. Alright, perfect. Wait, how did the... Okay, so I have buttons changed differently. Set config, controllers, 3-button pad, define, up, down, left, right, A, B, C, start. Z, mode. There we go, okay. Alright, now we're back in business. To shoot dirty, hopefully unused plungers at people. I really don't know where Donald is getting all these plungers. I'm just hoping they're not used, because that's a major health code violation. Yes, I also just ate a chicken. Ducks are technically cannibals, which is something we've had discussions before with my friend about. It's like, yep, ducks are cannibals, they will eat other birds, and you eat chicken, turkey, duck, whatever you want to call it. Donald eats it in this game. Oh, it hit me. So you can press down and jump, and you'll slide, which is the fastest way to travel. And I'm playing on an Xbox 360 gamepad, so that's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Here you go, Kiko. Come on out. Alright, now we're off to Mexico again. Yeah, so hopefully for RetroArch they get a better core of the sounds the way it's supposed to sound. Because, I mean, this is literally how the music's supposed to sound. The other one was just way too freaking tinny. This lovely guy, pow, right in the face. Give me your money. It's a very simple game. I mean, like, I do recommend it. It's just a lot of fun to play. I'll get my butt kicked. It's deceptively challenging. I mean, it's definitely not like a cakewalk, but it's definitely fun to try. I mean, if you don't have a Sega Genesis yourself, that's fine. You don't have to. Just emulate it. Have fun with it. So, I mean, you can't really legally buy this for anything else, really. It's not in any eShop or anything that I'm aware of. Oh yes, true. I said this is one of the games of my childhood because, you know, YKB and I turn out to have very similar gaming backgrounds. And this is not like, when I say like this is one of my first Sega Genesis games, it was hers as well, so... And no, I'm not really employing any type of speedrun strats because I'm not really that good at them. And they take skill, and I don't have those skills just yet. Gym Time John, watching him stream this, he found a couple different ways to, like, do some crazy fast jumps. Like, it involves running backwards and forward, and then forward again, like, with a specific time, and then you can go flying, like, really fast forward. They get these crazy long jumps. But it doesn't seem like, last I saw him do it, didn't seem too consistent. But I mean, that was a while ago though, so I don't know, maybe he found better ways to do it since then. Oh, don't you know that you need a special key to get into these ruins? Team of Explorers returned to Duckburg with it. It's called the Hero Key. So technically what you can do, and a lot of people do if you're speedrunning, I would guess, is you start with Mexico. I always go to Duckburg first. It's just force of habit playing this game for like 27 years. And once again, let me know if I need to readjust audio or anything, because this is a different emulator. So I'm presuming it's the same. I might be wrong. Alright, so we go talk to this guy. Have you seen the hero key? Got it right here. Are you a hero? Give it to me or I'm stabbing you in the kidneys. Trying to be a kidney? I'm trying to be a hero, not a kidney. Take it? Then take it, good luck. That's all it took? Really? Yeah, are you a hero? No, I want to be. Okay, here you go. Also, that airplane has like very, very good landing and takeoff ability. You can fly right through a wall, land on the spot, right back down. We need to invest in these type of biplanes. Back to Mexico! Lady, I just traveled 4,000 miles to open this stupid door. Let me in. Open this door if you use the hero key. Donald used it. Yeah! Alright, the temple. Yeah, so not only does it stun bad guys, but it also stuns mystical floating blocks. Oops, wrong direction, I'll jump off the ladder. Alright, let's stop and get the money. Popcorn! So this is actually ammunition. It fires off in a spread, and it will basically wipe enemies off the screen. That's right, this is the one you gotta do the weird hop on. Okay, not enough to do it. Aha! Oh, almost. So then all of a sudden you meet Goofy. And I'm gonna say it right now, what the hell is Goofy? Don't tell me it's a dog, because Pluto is a dog. Pluto does not talk. Goofy talks. He stands upright. By the way, is it just me, or is it really weird that, like, in a world full of animals, that they have pets who can't talk like them? These are the things that I think about at night. I could be like solving like world hunger or curing cancer, but I think about old video games and weird Disney stuff. Goofy, what are you doing here? Oh, just looking around, found this strange note. Don't know what to do with it. Do you want it? Sure, why not? I'll take your garbage. I also found this funny plunger thing. It smells like poop. Maybe if you shoot it at walls and things, it'll help you reach higher places. Gyro and Duckburg is looking for you. Or is it gyro or a euro? Like the sandwich. Alright, so I now have the red plunger, which allows me to jump on things. I don't think I can jump. I don't think I can hang off of them yet. I think you need the green one for that. Oh, I still can. Cool. So you can hang on to them briefly. So now I need to make my way back out of the temple without dying. With low health. Really, game? It just stood me up right into him. So if I die, I'm not sure if I have the red plunger still or not, so... Oh no, not this part. Oh, one hit's gonna kill me. I should have saved that health for later. Okay, up and over. Yeah, making it good. Sweet, made it out alive. Okay, so I need to go back to Duckburg. You do a lot of kind of backtracking, I guess. But as a kid, this was my favorite part in the entire game, because you go to see Gyro, and you're like riding on top of telephone lines, which was pretty fun. It's got great music too. Like I said, I like the soundtrack for this game regardless. Mmm, delicious duck meat. Feast on the blood of my enemies. Oh no! It shorted me on that jump. Boo! I'll be nice and climb down. Alright, so this is the part as a kid I absolutely loved. I mean, it's funky music there, and you're just like riding back and forth. This is basically like a free ammo reload too, if you make your way back here later on. But you can still die by not making the right jump. Now, before I've accidentally jumped before and hit that like little return thing up there on the top, and it takes you right back to the start of the level. Right before you even get to talk to Gyro here. It's really annoying. Oh, just the fellow I wanted to see. Would you please try out my newest invention? I'm just surprised you managed to get here across this entire death trap I set up. It's bubblegum ammo. When you use it in your shooter, it makes exploding bubbles. I'll give you more whenever you run out. I'll take some bubblegum ammo. Okay. Return trip, you don't have to do anything. You just hold on and go. There's no more having to make leaps, no more electrified wires or anything like that. Do it again! I think I can get more ammo. I think everything is replenished here too, so if correct, I should be able to max out ammo now. I don't think Gyro's going to give me any more, but everything else like the pop gun, popcorn, and everything else should be here. Yep. Yeah, so now I have 80 instead, which is pretty awesome. He's like, you got enough, greedy jerk. Alright, so now we need to go to Transylvania. Need to make my way back to the airplane first, then go to Transylvania. And down one more level. Okay, I was like, I thought that was a death trap. Nope. Okay, so I'm back here, call the airplane, off to Transylvania. And more levels do open up after you complete this one. Basically, it's like you gotta fight to a haunted mansion. And that, like, water kills you in one hit, too. It's really weird. That water kills the duck. That's all cool. Don't worry about it. Yep, this is Quackshot. The game where you are Donald Duck shooting dirty toilet plungers at bad people while dressed like Indiana Jones, and you get your life back by eating duck meat. Because, true fact, ducks are cannibals. And Disney doesn't shy away from that fact. Like I said, for some reason, water kills ducks in this level. I don't know why. Famous Dracula's Castle. Blow up the wall with bubblegum ammo. Why in the world did you come to such a scary place? Why did you tell me to blow it up? You're looking for King Garuzia's treasure. Now I remember Count Dracula has... Or is it Dracula or is it Duckula? Yes. Quackshot. Colonel, did you know about this? It's got the treasure map of the castle. I don't think Dracula will give it the treasure map too easily. The destroying power of bubbles. I don't know how it works either. I just go with it. Yeah, so I own the... As I mentioned earlier, I own the Sega Saturn version of this game. And it's pretty expensive. It's crazy. I think I bought it for around 90 bucks, I want to say. And I think now it's over... If it's even for sale. I mean, it doesn't come up very often. Let's see. I love Donald Duck Saturn. Let's see if anyone's selling it. Okay, so yeah, I bought it for probably... Actually, it was around 80 bucks or so. And looks like it's selling for around 100. There's two people selling it. And one of them's selling it for 70 bucks, but then wants $12 in shipping, which is insane. So yeah, this game's was ported to Sega Saturn. It had Castle of Illusion, Mickey's Castle of Illusion, and Quackshot on it, and they're basically just the Mega Drive, aka Sega Genesis ROMs on the disc. That's all it is, and it goes for a pretty penny if you're able to find it for sale. So it's a neat collector's item. It's one of the things I like to say, you know, proud to have in my collection, but it's kind of overrated. If you have a Sega Genesis or a Mega Drive, just buy that version instead for a lot cheaper. I think I bought this complete in box for my Genesis for $10, $12. Yeah, I've actually played the Sega Saturn version on stream before. It's been a long, long time. But I mean, it is like exactly this game. I might just fire it up when I'm done here a little bit just to show it off. Because I mean, like I said, it's pretty much the same game. I got it timed a little better. Ooh, spike to the butt. Donald's having a bad day. I'm just surprised he can hold his breath underwater. So yeah, I said turkey. Doc, chicken, whatever you want to call it, it's probably where Dewey and Louie went, and we don't talk about them anymore. They had their accident. No, I didn't know where they went, but they were delicious. Alright, then we got this jerk. As long as you don't look at him, he doesn't blow up into small little pieces. Okay, there's nothing here, because in more ways you gotta blow up with the bubblegum, and then it will create a platform you can get up and over, which the game doesn't really tell you to do, which is right here, actually. Oh, shoot. I was like, okay, I just don't have to face him. Really, game? Oh, you suck. So you have to duck, you have to show him your butt. Moon him the entire time. I thought there was something special here. Turkey! Show me the old butt. Nope, actually this is an emulator right now. I am still waiting for Castlevania games, or Castlemania games I should say, to send me a replacement for my RetroTink, because I would be using that instead. I would actually be playing my physical copy versus an emulator, if that was the case. But yeah, I mean, the line doubler, though, makes it look almost exactly like this. It's quite impressive. Give him the butt again. Turn around, you idiot. Bad 360 controller. Alright, so now I need the bubble. Yeah, it's got a great soundtrack. Just sticks in your brain. So imagine hearing this in your head for like 27 years. Then you have my world. Actually, I should save my popcorn for the final, the pregnant tiger fight, as we call it. We've nicknamed it throughout the years. There we go. Congratulations, he died from C. diff that you got him. You gave to him by shooting dirty plungers into his face. Duddle takes the real treasure map. All the airplane, alright. So now I think I need to go to the Viking ship? No, I need to go to India. This is where I need to go to next. And I don't remember the order of the stupid doors if I get to that point. I hate these guys. And... What? I was like, give me my stupid pepper. Healing power of ice cream. Like, screw you, I ain't dealing with you. Plunger. Go inside. For you, a challenge. If you can defeat the tiger in the garden, I'll reward you with the Sphinx tier. So I don't remember the exact order to get through this, because it kind of loops you around in a maze, so this will be interesting. I think you skip this one. If you walk into the door, it just goes right in automatically. You don't have to hit up or anything, so you gotta be careful. No. Die. Oh, that's a wall. Great. Popcorn's kind of valuable. I'm kind of wasting it. Hey, it's Nimix! You made it for the Quackshotness. "27 years, I still haven't beaten this game." If you go in the wrong door, it basically, like, puts you back at the start. Well, that's good. Hope you guys had a good Valentine's Day. I've been celebrating Singles Awareness Day. Really, game? Haha, take that. Alright, so now I'm at the boss. The pregnant tiger, as we call it. Ooh, Olive Garden. Haven't been there in a while. Yes, Singles Awareness Day, or if you spell it out, sad. Because I don't have a girlfriend. And it's Valentine's Day. Yay, he's dead. As promised, I will give you the Sphinx tier. Thank you. Running away. Oh yeah. I said my problem is I really can't get out and date or anything in my current condition. So that doesn't really help things much. That, and I tend to attract basically married women on top of it. Married, crazy women. Really doesn't help out my cause either. Of course, I do accept the whole 18 through 80 blind, crippled, or crazy. I should probably reevaluate my standards there. Make some tweaks to my requirements for dating. Basically, I'm going back here just to get refill on ammo, and basically just ammo. So we get to do this awesome telephone ride again. The most dangerous way to get to any office. You gotta wonder if, like, Gyro's gotta do the same thing to, like, to get to where he goes. It's like time to go to work. Well, hopefully I don't miss a jump and die, or get electrocuted. Oh, almost missed that one. What do you mean I have enough bubblegum ammo? Okay, I have enough bubblegum ammo. Touché! So as annoying as it is, I'm actually gonna do this one more time, just to get, like I said, the popcorn is the biggest thing. Really? Jeez, Zos is a beast. I was trying to think, it's like, that game is becoming, like, super optimized. It's kind of like, almost like Super Mario World, where there's not really a whole lot more you can go for that, but... Okay, I guess I have to talk to him in order to trigger the ability to do it, but it seems like it's starting to become highly optimized of a game, where improvements are going to be very kind of few and far between. The absolute worst for that is, like, definitely it's Super Mario Bros. 1. So, I mean, that's, like, down to... I think they're counting frames now, like, 1 or 2 frames for a world record. That's good enough. We'll probably get it. I mean, if he's at 11... you know, trimmed out 4 seconds, I'm sure just given enough time, they'll find another way to do it. I mean, you never know what crazy stuff you're going to find in a speedrun anyway. I mean, it's like, take for example, Mickey Mania. I mean, everybody thought that, like, YKB had that locked down. Then Black came along, found, like, all these crazy warps in the game, and just dropped the time for that game by, like, 4 minutes or so. It's just like, you never know what people are going to find, crazy glitches or different paths. Speaking of which, I haven't seen Black stream in a long time. Alright, so now I think I need to go to... try and remember, because it's like, you can go to all these places, you don't... Yeah. I mean, YKB found the zips, but then Black came along and figured out how to do warps. Basically, like, he found out, like, how to crash the game, basically, and, like, basically trigger warps forward. Like, there was, like, two or three known ones, and he just found a whole bunch of them. I mean, he busted that game completely wide open. Well, as long as you have fun tasking it, that's fine. It's just, for me, it's just, like, not really a fun game to play. And like I said, it's like, people, like, fun, like, games are fun, are really subjective, because, I mean, I love full motion video games, FMV games, and I know a lot of people don't. So, you know, you just never know. Yeah, so Block, actually taking a look at the records real fast. With all the stuff, let's see, Super Nintendo, Japanese version. Yeah, he dropped that by like almost 30 seconds with all the different warps he found. So, I mean, you never know what people are going to find. I think I need to go to the Viking ship right now. Aha! Surprise attack from behind! No! Don't be shooting me in the butt. Oh, that's a death. I was thinking it would take me to the lower part of the ship. Oops. Well, yeah, I mean, like, Krusty kind of needs a break for now anyway. And you're focusing on your new secret project anyway, so... Like I said, as we kind of discussed before, it's like it's good to take a break from the game anyway, because I mean, you might find new stuff. You become blind to things you've been looking at for so long. So if you do go back to it, you might find something, you might not. I mean, but it's good to take a break from it at least. And if anybody here doesn't know Nimix, he does TASes, tool-assisted speedruns, and the last one he did was for Krusty's Super Funhouse on Super Nintendo, which is quite interesting. He's also done Super Metroid and Q*bert. Was it Q*bert 3 or Q*bert? I can't remember. It was one of those. Done a couple. I don't know if I'm leaping my death here. Nope. Okay. Safe jump. Q*bert 3. Okay, that's what it was. Where was one of those? Really? That'd be interesting. Oh, this is terrible, terrible. That was the captain of the ship, but it's been taken over by ghosts. I don't know, the people all smacking in the face with plungers seem pretty real. If you take it back from me, I can give you a Viking diary that'll help you find the Great Duck Treasure. Great, I'll do it. Sure, whatever. Please go inside the ship and get rid of the ghosts. He's like, did you get rid of the ghosts? Yeah, I totally did that. Absolutely. Really? I thought this was the key I needed. Okay, maybe I need to go to the South Pole and see the most realistic sounding orcas ever. Maybe it's Egypt. I really can't remember where I need to go. And that's an unfortunate thing of this game. It does have exploration, but I mean, you can get lost in parts so you just don't know where you need to end up going. So you can kind of waste time that way. So if you're going to speedrun, you better figure it out real quick. Stop taking shots to the face. Stop it! You guys are mean! Doors closed, can't go inside. Okay, cool. What if I use this stupid thing? Well, the stupid thing worked, so that's good. Ah, yes, this place is a little bit kind of tricky. Remember, one part there's like a false floor you can fall right through. I think you might get the plunger upgrade here too. There's a green plunger you can get, which basically, I think that they don't disappear anymore, or they take even longer to disappear versus the red ones. Oh, that psyched me out. What's your job? I hang out in this old temple all day long. Just hopefully, you know, shoot fire at people who may walk by. Lost tourists, you know. Oh great, there's a bottom here. Okay. Started retesting Cuber about a year ago, huh? 9 frames already in the first 7 screens. That's pretty good. So I remember, because I felt like, if I remember correctly, it's been a while. Like your task of Cuber, it was like basically one that you greatly improved upon the existing task that was there. Like you had found like a whole bunch of ways to reduce down lag and speed it up even more. So I think this is, yeah, this is where you can fall down. So I remember like your Cuber was like being some kind of like major improvement over the old run. Okay. Don't want to be roast duck. Oh, great. Oh, and it's instant kill. Ouch. Alright. Take 2. Yeah, see, these ones don't disappear on you, so that threw me off. That's cool. Don't worry about it. Oh, no. I'm probably gonna get a game over here anyway. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't remember who had it originally. I just remember your task being like a bigger improvement on it, if I remember correctly. This is deceptively hard. It seems like it'd be really easy, but it's a little tricky. Because you don't have the best traction, you do have like a little startup time to your walk, and also when you try to like, if you're running, to slowing down too. So it's like slightly slippery. It's not too bad. I've played games that are far worse than that on controls, but it can be a little slick. Like that. Wow. Jeez, another minute off that would be huge. Of course, you don't need me to tell you that, but... yeah, this is gonna be a game over here pretty quick. Oh, bummer. Jump too soon. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna get out my Sega Saturn copy. Stand up and turn to the wall and try to use my really terrible Japanese skills to look to see exactly where it is. My big humongous collection of Japanese Sega Saturn games. Let's see. Yoshi. No. That's cool. Don't worry about it. Actually, I'm gonna be ending the stream pretty soon. Yep. I'm actually gonna pop in the Japanese version real quick. Like I said, I own the Sega Saturn port of this game, which is kind of rare-ish. Goes for usually over $100 when it's on eBay, which actually somebody is selling right now. So let me fire up that emulator real quick. First trying to, first hooking everything up for my Sega Saturn, I'll just play an emulator. See, not ROMs, let's see. SSF, do I have that saved here? Don't know. Let's kill KGen. Used to, I must have got rid of it here, so let me put this back into OBS real fast. But yeah, I'm just gonna be playing for like 5 or 6 minutes, so nothing too long. Window capture SSF. Nope, that's not it. Aha, there we go. All right. So it gave me a little warning about something, probably not the right BIOS. Let's see, do I have this set up to read CDs? Because for a while I had it set up to read ISOs. I'm using SSF for the emulator. Let's see, CD drive, yeah, it's set up to read, not my physical CD itself. So whenever you make a change to SSF, you have to like restart it. That's the only problem I have with it. Mednafin is not too bad, but SSF so far seems to have the best compatibility that I've seen. And that is SSF, by the way. As I rapid fire that off in the mouth. Let's see, will this work now? Will it read the CD? Okay, good, it's reading the game. Yep, so I actually have the game in my computer right now, so it gives you the options with such happy music. And that just loops over and over, it just keeps playing the same medley forever and ever. Okay, reduce that down a little more. And of course, SSF, the version I'm using as well, sometimes forgets to also save your controller inputs. It's finicky, but if you can get it working right, it's good. Okay, so up, down, left, right, A, B, C, X, Y, Z, L, R, start. Skip all the rapids, don't need rapid fire for this game. And go. Alright, here we are. So you have Mickey's Castle of Illusion, or you have Quackshot. Nihongo. Nihongo wa wakaranai. Ai wakaremasen. So it's literally, it's the same game. But in Japanese now with the text. Well worth the almost $100 I paid for it. Oh, actually, I noticed the sound's different. So when they shoot their gun, actually, the sound effects is different. I'm surprised. I thought this was only just a straight Genesis dump. I might be mistaken. I'll have to fire up the Genesis emulator again. It seems like the gun might be the only difference, really. Unless it's an emulation issue, but I don't think it is. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing. Like, it's pretty much just a straight port, really. Oh, it didn't like that and crashed. I was using like a different version I normally use in SSF, but other than that, it's completely stable. I was using, gosh, which one was it? It's using, yeah, R13. If you use R4, like SSF 012-R4, that tends to be more stable. So it's all good. But that's fun there. But it's, like I said, it's just basically the exact same games that you get on the Sega Genesis, just only on the Sega Saturn, really. I don't even think there's like even really difference in load times either. When I was playing it last time, I didn't even really notice that, but for now, anyway. We have reached the end of my stream, so thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. Metavan AJ, was good to see you around the stream there. Nimix and Fico, and of course, anybody else who happened to be lurking. T. Wallace, you also showed up too. You guys are all cool. Thanks so much for hanging out. I do stream every other day, so I'm in the United States right now. It is Thursday, so next time I'll be streaming is Saturday. I do stream at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't know when that is, just type it into Google. It will tell you for wherever you are in the world. You can also check me out on Twitter at Wurzel555. You don't have to follow me or anything there, but I do post whenever I'm going to be streaming, usually a couple hours in advance, or if I need to delay it for whatever reason, I'll put it there too, just so you know when I'll be starting up. Next stream, as always, I have no clue what I'm going to be doing, but I do plan on learning Quackshot. I still have a couple months. I have about 2 more months to do that before the contest really starts up for Gym Time John. Might be playing Umbrella Chronicles on PC, just because I have it, as well as the weird games I have. Dreamcast, whatever. But if you have any suggestions, you can always let me know via Twitter or a whisper. Always up to playing different things. I'll think of something before then, and we'll rock it from there. But thanks for hanging out. Good night, everybody, or good morning, afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and hopefully see you guys next time.